Hi, my name is Jerome Oldfield and this is my tutorial on how to retopologize your 3D model in 3D Coat. I'll start off by explaining what topology is exactly. In short, it's a way to remap out the polygons on your model so that they make more sense, as well as reducing the poly count of your model with too many faces. For example, if I sculpted out a model in Mudbox or ZBrush, it would usually have way too many polys. If I wanted to use it in an animation program, it would be nearly impossible. So retopology allows you to create a basic mesh and a nice edge flow, and then use a high poly displacement map to make it look very similar in your animation program, but with a lot less polys to worry about, making the animation and render time a lot quicker. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my 3D model of a toad included in my 2011 package that I've played with a little bit in Mudbox, and now I've exported it as an OBJ or an object file. Alright, so I'm just going to open 3D Coat quickly and upload that for you now. Alright, once in 3D Coat, we're going to import the model using File, Import, Model, Micro Vertex Painting. Alright, I'm just going to select the file quickly. You'll notice once you've selected your file, you'll be given an option box for your import. I'd say leave everything as default except the swap Y and Z tool, otherwise your model will be laying on its back, which isn't going to be very helpful for you. So let's just load up the model quickly and we'll get going. Right, we've got our model here. It looks okay, but there's a few options that we just want to change quickly just to make our life a bit easier. First thing I'm going to do is going to get rid of the grid. It would normally look like this when you open it up. Well, I'm just going to remove it for you again. The way to do that is to go to View, then untick the grid box from the grid menu and you will remove that. The other thing we want to get rid of is this hard lighting on one side of the object. If you go and look at the top right hand of your box, you'll see that there's a little taskbar that has a few icons. We want the first three. The first one there is going to be your ambient light. So you want to set that to around 60, just to even out the light over the object. Our second box is going to be our primary light intensity. We're going to put that to about 42. And our third will be the angle of where the light's hitting it. For this, I'm going to put it right in front of the object so that we get even spread light all over our model. Okay, so to start off, we're going to use the Point Faces tool. How this works is basically you put down the points of where you want to create your polygons by little dot markers. We're going to start around the eye, so I could just show you for example. So while doing this, you just left click to put down your markers. Once you're finished putting down all your markers, you go inside them and you'll get a little crosshair. What that means is that you can right click and it will create the polygon for you. Alright, so we have the beginning of our first edge flow along the contour of the eye. We're going to carry this on along the top of the eye and connect the two together. Alright, so once again just right click and we're connecting up the socket of the eye. So we have our first edge loop around the eye. You may notice that on the other side of the eye, it hasn't done the same thing. That's because we need to put on the mirroring tool. So to do this, we're going to hold down S, and you'll get this option up, and put on mirroring on the x-axis. Once that's done, you should get a panel like this. That's just showing you what axis is mirroring on, which is what we want for this model. If it's laying a different way or in a different direction, you may want a different axis, but that's what we want. Also, to get rid of this panel, just once again hold down S and remove the panel. Alright, just bearing in mind that this will only work if your object is identical on both sides, but for this case, once again, it is, so we're pretty okay. What we're going to do now is continue the same loop, but we're going to start around the mouth this time. So we're going to start around the bottom lip. For the rest of this video, I'm going to speed it up just because the whole retopology process is a bit long, but I'll carry on narrating all the way through just so you can understand what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So what I'm doing right here is just making sure the vertices of the actual lip are okay, so it's a decent looking line. To do this, as you can see, I'm using the brush tool. What the brush tool actually does is allows me to, almost like I was holding a real brush, smudge the vertices into place. So if I've got anything that looks a bit odd, I can just select it, or select an area and move it around. So I'm doing the top lip right now, and I'm about to connect them up. As you can see, they're different colors before you connect them, just to show that they're not connected. But once their vertices do meet, they will become one object and become the same color. Alright, so we have our lips mapped out pretty much. Next thing I'm going to work on is the bottom of the neck. The way you have to do this is try and understand how the neck would deform if it was going to be animated. So usually the way I approach it is work my way down, or work my way around the bottom of the jawline, along the bottom of the neck, and then work my way inwards. What this allows me to do is then map out exactly what is going to go where in terms of when the mouth is moving. So is there going to be a lot of deformation when the mouth's moving up and down around the neck because it's going to crinkle up? If so, we need quite a few more polygons along there. So I'm just going to work my way down as we go. The tool that I'm using here now, if you haven't noticed, is a different tool. This is the quad tool. The way it works is it uses a 2-click method.